So I've added the plastic stripping all along the edge of the fuselage as much as possible. There's about 2mm sticking out. It should be enough. Don't want any more. You can see around here, you can catch that. It's a lot easier because these are flat pieces, so we can stick that a bit more. But when you come to the actual radius bits of the fuselage, you need to chamfer these plastic strips down, deburr them, and then just take a bit off to follow the slight curvature you'll get when you join. So I've done that all the way around the edge there. So when we join the fuselage, that's going to act as a reinforcement plate, make it a bit more sturdier. I've left the frames out, and I'll get to why I've left them out later. I've added the 3 resin parts that make up the undercarriage, nose undercarriage and the cockpit. The nose undercarriage doors are marked on the Vacform pieces, so they were cut out, and that will give you a guide, or give me a guide to fix this resin assembly. You can see there's quite a discrepancy there. Don't know why, but it's all academic as far as I'm concerned. But if you wanted to use that, you'd have to do a bit of fanning about. You can see I've filled the cockpit tub with lead shot. I used very thin super glue, let it all seep through, and then once that's dried, I added thin down enamel paint to soak through, so that will set as one lump. I've added a bit of lead weight here and here. So the next thing to do is to put these pieces together and test whether we've got enough weight in the nose to counterbalance the resin that's going to be stuck on the end of the 737. So we'll do that next. We'll just tape these pieces together. So there we are. We can just loosely now now I know it's a bit Heath Robinson, but it should give me a rough idea of whether we've got enough there to stop it to being a tail sitter. There is a little resin bit at the end that goes on there. What we need to do is to find the resin parts. So this resin piece, that'll give me a rough idea where the plane will sit. I shall marking pen. Where we need to pivot. That's quite a bit of resin stuck on the end there. Let's just do this a bit better than that, because I don't think I hang over that much. And using that line, so our centre of gravity will be about there. So we should, in theory, going off that, if that's your centre of gravity, roughly, around there, and that's where the wheels are, we should be okay. I don't want to put any more weight in this because it becomes really ungainly to handle. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with enough weight in there. Watch me eat my words. So with that very basic setup, I think I'm happy with the amount of weight we've got in the nose there. So our next thing to do is to attach these two sides. So we have the fuselage halves joined together. Ignore the enamel paint for the time being, I'll explain it later. If I'd used the frames, the 3 frames supplied, I'd have had to cut out notches top and bottom to make way for the reinforcement plastic strips that we had in here. But even if you'd have put these in, there'd still have been that give here and there, which I personally don't like. So what I'm going to do next is drill a series of holes in this and then fill it with expanding foam. So, get on with that next. So I'll clear the holes, and then there's 3 big ones there. 1, 2, 3, and there's a slot at the rear there. That'll be an outlet. We're only going to be filling from these 3 points here. The rest are breathers. So the next thing to do is to put water inside here. Make sure we get the inside moist but not wringing wet. So we'll do that next. So the next stage is to add the water. Pipette. Water. We'll probably have a two loads going in, so keep it on its side because we don't want it all running out all over the carpet. Otherwise my missus will kill me. Any excuse. So we've got 2 lots gone in there. Then over the bath, I shall turn, twist, so we get coverage all over. Once I'm happy we've done that, let it all drain out, and then making sure I've got a firm grip, otherwise it'll go flying without its wings. Shake the excess. So one internally coated with water fuselage. So now we can add the foam. Moist inside. Now the key to this is very little, you don't need a lot. Go in the middle. And that's all I should need. So we'll just leave it to do its stuff. So, foam filled, solid, no give there anywhere. So that'll give me something nice to sand against. Cut all this excess off, and then we can start sanding this and clean it up. So that's what we'll do next. Now I've got the excess foam off, I can start sanding. And the reason for the grey enamel paint is I'm going to use a sanding block with a firm surface, and it will show any raised areas. They will come up white, and it will tell me exactly if I need to fill any more areas. I'll lower these plugs with foam, clean them out of foam, and then put plastic plugs in. I don't need to do it for that because I have a resin piece on the end there. So it's just that hole and those there. Though, as I said before, the pylon goes on there, but just for cleanliness we'll fill them anyway. These we can leave as is because we'll have the resin parts covering that later. So let's get on cleaning this up. So there we are, all the Vacform parts finished. Cleaned all this up. See the windscreen? Tidied that up. See the 3 holes that were used to fill with foam. So other than the doors that will cut out from this part, I shall use these as a template and create a more realistic thickness using thinner card. So the next thing to do is to prime this, and I'm sure there'll be a few more blemishes, but for now I'm just going to put it to one side and get on with the resin parts, clean those up. So that'll be the next job to do. See you then.